All right, we're live. We just went directly live. No chit chatting before, just going right on live. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our September 20th live stream. And everyone got here, or everyone on here got here before I did. And we have Blarg, Stevo, and Neo. And we
Howdy,
should
howdy.
soon have Ook. Ook said he'll be here.
Okay.
But John will not be here. He had some family outing, so
That's
someone else will have to carry the weight in terms of the bad puns.
Well,
Blarg.
well,
That's you.
maybe, Dumpkey will drop in
Oh,
as
yeah.
using his John account and can pretend to be him.
Oh, I've been going at with him.
What is a
for all
John
day.
account?
He's gone and created fake accounts of myself to start, and then Tuna
He
Man,
didn't.
and then
Okay.
Neil, and now John.
Wait, are you sure it's Monkey Boy doing that and not what is it?
I think Gut might be involved that too
POS?
somehow.
Yeah, I had a moment of doubt that it was Florida Boy, but no, it's Dumpkey.
I see.
He admitted to impersonating you, Q.
That's true. That's right.
It's like, well, if he
It's
did
not
that using
very
the same
good.
account,
Yeah, it's not
and the
very
account
good
he
if you're just
impersonated you
gonna
on is one
admit
of the
it.
accounts that's impersonating us. So we shall see.
Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I see a thread started by Monkey Boy 3 hours ago that has like a lot of responses, a lot of comments.
I think I said me and him
Like
kind of going at it for a little
62.
bit there for a moment.
Yeah, I spotted you in the thread there. I put a bunch of comments down the bottom of that thread with saying, "Here you go, Monkey Boy." Basically,
and
dance
Tuna
for me.
Man's there as well.
Yeah.
And hello to Craig. He's the first one in the comments there.
Yeah, he was here when I got here a few minutes early. Been hanging around.
Nice.
Yeah, real
Welcome.
good.
The reason I mentioned Luke was that he said he had some things he wanted to say at the beginning. So I was hoping he'll be on.
We'll block off some time
Sent
for
me
him.
anything.
He also did say that he was getting he's getting some new teeth this week. So yeah, all of a sudden he goes back to being venomous. So he's not very dangerous if he hasn't got any teeth.
Yeah.
He's like a defanged cobra. So yeah, with
This
teeth,
is going to be interesting.
because of course everything in Australia is venomous,
Yeah.
even the food.
And poisonous too, right?
Yeah.
Luke's in the comments, but just not on.
Oh, his camera. He's trying to get his camera working.
Oh, I didn't know what he meant by can.
Yeah, I think he meant to say cam, but know how he is.
He doesn't.
I
need
apologize,
that
Luke,
can
ahead of
to
time.
be working.
I'm still in shock about the clean shaven bit. So
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem appropriate.
Yeah. Well, the item I wanted to discuss, and I know we talked about Charlie Kirk last time, but I thought we would talk about the impact of Charlie Kirk, which is on free speech, specifically Jimmy Kimmel. The Kirk topic is
I found
hard to
something interesting
kill.
about that.
Wait, I hope that was Craig trying to make a joke about Charlie Kirk.
It's responding to my unexpected pun from earlier.
He'll get
Oh.
himself cancelled if he's not
Oh,
careful.
okay. No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, it won't stay dead. I mean, the thing is, on the right, as they can really mine it for what it's worth, right? It's just a way. It's an easy way for them to, sort of.
They they pretty much made him a
guess-
martyr.
Yeah, in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
the Charlie Kirk shooting is the Reichstag moment for American fascism. For those not familiar, when the Reichstag, the Parliament of Germany, burned down, that was used as the precipitating event for Hitler to take over power and begin everything that followed from there. So, if this doesn't quite rise to that level, then anything that follows from it will be used that way. But it's certainly got to be close.
Well, and it's also a way
Whoa.
to kind of virtue signal that they care about life, and anyone who speaks out against it must just not care about life, or are just being tasteless.
Speaking of not caring, though, did everyone see the interview question for Trump about how he's doing with the loss of his good friend Charlie?
I can't say I have.
But that's
He,
kind of
he-
what sort of triggered this, right?
Well, that was just like in the last couple of days that question was asked, and his response was basically, "Okay, did you see the ballroom? It's great. Everybody wants a ballroom. We've started
Yeah.
on a ballroom. They've been
Oh
wanting it
yeah, I
for
heard about
ages."
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't seem to be giving his good friend Charlie very much thought in that, is he?
No, he's not.
No, because he's incapable of caring for anyone but himself.
Yeah, I was
Unless-
trying
yeah.
to get the video of the Jimmy Kimmel moment downloaded so we can kind of see.
Yeah, because there is absolutely nothing in that Jimmy Kimmel moment that is anti-Kirk. It's anti-Trump. Yeah, and that's what has been hammered. Do you see even Ted Cruz come out and walloped Trump for it, saying it's, if we do this, then it'll be used against us by the Democrats, basically, if you get rid of free
Well,
speech.
here, let's
Well,
let's
according
see
to
if
the
I can show this.
FTC, there is no free speech in television.
Yeah.
This George Carlin was moaning about it a good 30 odd years ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, so
'Cause,
I think most of us kind of know what happened, but basically just the background is that Jimmy Kimmel had a monologue where he talked about how the MAGA is using the death of Charlie Kirk, and let me see if I can show this.
Weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from.
Here's everything.
So, okay, I'll skip to the. Okay, here it
In
is.
between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your
And this is the part where I don't know if this is the part that Trump didn't like, but yeah, this is just essentially showing what Trump, how Trump behaved, right? It's not anything more than that.
friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks?
Charlie Kirk
I mean,
is anything other.
he just like completely like turned on a dime, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously someone who really doesn't have any real, actual empathy.
Yeah, he just doesn't care about that in the slightest.
Yeah.
Unless it hides the Epstein files. Which apparently haven't been released yet, I hear.
Yeah. And just, I mean, going right on to like the whole discussion of the ballroom, right? Let's see.
Is this the gold-plated
So
ballroom?
after this. Yeah.
over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
This is not how.
I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And I mean, I guess the MAGA really doesn't see that. And Kimmel making fun of that is completely fair game.
How an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Kimmel then doubled down, sharing that it wasn't the first time since Kirk's murder that Trump redirected a question about the Turning Point USA founder back to the White House
here's the other
ballroom.
one.
And it didn't just happen once.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom, they have to use tents. And they came in, they said, Charlie Kirk is dead. I didn't know what they meant. I said, he was dead. Charlie Kirk was shot.
And then we installed the most beautiful chandelier. Responses you wouldn't believe. There's something wrong with them. There really is.
I mean, it really is, right? That's not how an adult who's not a psychopath or a sociopath would behave on a topic like this. I mean,
They
when
can't
you
even
talk
seem
about,
to-
people. Yeah, go ahead.
He can't even seem to pretend to have any empathy for him. Yeah, nothing.
And it's like the MAGA will criticize anyone who even slightly criticizes what Charlie Kirk, said and did during his life, which is completely different than, taking joy in his death or his killing, right? But then they're completely okay with Trump just being like this.
Well, they don't care.
we-
do
Kimmel
they?
also kind of. So I think one of the other joke that Kimmel had made was like, that was like one of the stages of grief, construction,
Yeah, which is a pretty good joke, actually.
Yeah.
Ironically, they're complaining about this sort of situation about the left, but as a general rule, the left doesn't like corporal punishment, doesn't like the death penalty, no matter what you've done. So why would we be of the opinion that Charlie Kirk should have been killed? It just doesn't make any sense. If someone who has murdered his way through 50 people and eaten their spleens wouldn't get the death penalty from us, so someone saying bad things wouldn't be something we'd want to see killed either. It's just not how the left works, but it's definitely how the right works. They're generally pro death penalty over on the right. Not everyone on either side, but
So I
they're
guarantee,
death penalty
I guarantee
for the killing
that.
of George Floyd.
Oh yeah, there's that. Just imagine, let's say that, God forbid, where Fauci got shot, some nutcase went and shot Fauci. There'll be people celebrating. I mean, there'll be a lot more people celebrating.
Well, what about the laughing that was about Paul Pelosi's attack?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were laughing
joke.
about an 80-year-old being hit in the head with a hammer, and like showing a picture of underpants and a hammer and saying, "That's my Halloween costume."
Yeah, there was DJ TJ.
Yep, nobody
Then you
California.
got the
nobody
Democrat
wanted to
senator,
cancel that.
so Congress people.
Well, and Charlie Kirk himself, right, making a joke, and he
Yep.
claims it was a joke. Oh yeah, some patriot should go out and bail out the shooter, or not the shooter, but the attacker.
Well, I think he even started a Kickstarter or whatever you call them.
Oh really?
GoFundMe.
Yeah, some kind of fund me to get. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But ultimately, the issue is that the government pressured. Oh, looks like. Oh, that's something new. I got a little notification that Ook is on. Hello, Ook. Love the profile picture.
Okay.
That's what I call pretty happy.
Are you just happy to see me?
Yeah.
Or is that a
No, it's a
paper
gun in his
mache
pocket.
dick?
Is this bastard working now?
Yeah, I was just going to finish my thought. So, I mean, the issue really is that, it's one thing for a bunch of yahoos on social media to get mad at what Jimmy Kimmel said, but it's another thing for the government to essentially pressure Disney to, kick him off. I mean, because Disney has a lot to lose if the FCC decides to, let's say, not, or revoke their license. I mean, this is, we're talking about billions of dollars. And it really comes down to, even if no one officially called or like, let's say Trump officially didn't call anyone at Disney to say, kick Kimmel off, they knew what was going to happen if they didn't do anything, if they didn't kind of, kowtow to the administration. It's nothing. It's very close to a mob boss essentially coming by and saying, that's a nice media company you have there. It'd be a shame if, something happened to it.
Yeah, burned down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. And I mean, what's bad is these companies, not just Disney, but a lot of other companies, essentially kind of bowing down to the administration and their pressure because they know, in terms of the cost and benefits, that it's going to be way more costly for them to, stand their ground.
Yeah.
Yes, ABC, Disney. So a lot of people are calling for, if you subscribe to any of their services, to just cancel, like Disney Plus or whatever, just stop. And it would, I mean, I hope it becomes something noticeable that these companies, they see what the impact is when they behave this way.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have too much hopes about, how that's going to work, but hopefully. But anyway, before actually we go on further, so since Ook is on, Ook, you said you wanted to, say something at the beginning of the show. So if you want to take your time now. And by the way, I have no idea what Ook wanted to say.
Is this working? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually broadcasting on my phone, but I'm chatting via my computer. So, yeah, a little bit. I'm talking by my phone. Sorry. I don't know. The pixies are working. The pixies are working. Can I show the camera via this phone if I turn the thing on? Yeah. Okay, hang on. No, Chia must be obeyed. Sort of got up and I had to hit up the tech help, so she's staying off cam. Hang on, let's get this. Oh look, yeah, right. It's got the top of my head. There we go.
Why are you upside
Sort
down,
of.
Ook?
Well, hold on. He's got to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's weird.
finally. Right. Okay. It's a shame Orange isn't around. I was a bit wild and a bit cranky last week, mainly because I was crook as a dog or sick as a dog for Americans, and in a lot of pain. I've only thrown up once so far this week. Let's see. What really annoyed me and what really annoys me about creatures is
You're right there. We can see it. Yeah, we can see it.
Hang on. The gutless wankers. Bit of a delay, sorry.
You're good.
Ignorant of basic history. Wow, there is a delay, isn't there? All right, next one. 1A. He couldn't fucking define his God. 2A. Protestantism did not start with Henry VIII.
No, it did not.
And here we go. And forgive the delay. It's Australian mobile. It's crap. Can't stop preaching and making claims it can't prove. And the next one. Doesn't even know what's in its own book. I don't know this thing. Hey, the delay.
Right there. Oh, stop.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. There we go. Gets Bible verses in the wrong order.
Jeffels doesn't even own a Bible.
Yeah. Now, Orange was the epitome of that. Hang on, let me turn the cam off because the delay is absolutely fucking horrible. Turn off, you prick. There we are.
It's off.
Go away. No one wants to see me ugly, mate. That's better. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And that's why I got I have been to probably at least 24 formal banquets with bishops, cardinals, whatever the equivalent is on the Church of England. What are they? Bishops and archbishops, aren't they, Neil?
Sorry?
But what's the equivalent in the Church of England for bishops and cardinals, archbishops?
Well, you got a couple of archbishops. So you got Archbishop of Canterbury, and then the Archbishop of York, and then you got bishops,
Right,
and then you
well,
got people like deacons and subdeacons and whatnot.
I haven't been. I've been to banquets with Church of England bishops and rabbis and all that. And God, not even in when they said grace was mentioned, out of civility, it was the Creator. You know, was given thanks for the meal. They didn't need. These are men of God, high up, respected for the most part. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been eaten with the buggers. But they didn't bang on about fucking Bible this, God that. Yeah, I don't know whether you heard Crystal chime in there. It wasn't cage fights between the religions. And that's what pissed me off. And to use a completely crude saying, you know, boiled my piss about Orange. For fuck's sake. Did we work out what religion he was? Was it
I can't tell you.
Young,
I can't tell you.
yeah, Brigham Young University got his
Probably
fucking
probably a Mormon or offshoot of Mormonism.
yeah.
Yeah, Blarg, I think you know, right? It seemed like you had a idea.
Oh, sorry. Idea about specifically.
What denomination he is? It seemed kind of a strange denomination.
Oh, what did I say?
I mean, isn't it kind of like a Quaker thing? His whole idea that I'm not
Definitely not like the British
leader.
Quakers.
Yeah, I know. I thought it's. I think I had a feeling it was more Baptist. Isn't that what I don't know.
Baptists
I mean,
have
it does make sense. You know,
Because there are just so much Baptist going on.
Yeah.
And so much variety in that group. And a lot of them go off on their own.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like
it makes sense because Baptists just seem like they had a whole bunch of different denominations everywhere. Like one church could be Baptist church could be completely different from another, just right down the street. You know, it all depends on their individual interpretations of the scriptures.
Yeah, because there's those there's those Westboro Baptists who think it's God's plan that they should protest funerals.
They were.
Oh, the Whispers, yeah.
That was a crazy bunch.
I think when we get preachers or that sort of thing on, maybe it might be a good idea to just nail down because he even got confused with the omni, the tri-omni God. He was unsure whether he believed in that or not.
I mean, that's one of the basic tenets of the Christian faith right there.
Yeah, but he didn't really, he didn't know what omni was.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is that that's one of your core tenets. You should know that no matter what your denomination, unless you're a really fringe offshoot.
Yeah, and I think we need to ask them, you know, what version of Christianity they are, and for them to define their God, because we were really just chasing our own tails with Orange, because we didn't really know what he believed.
It did seem like he was unwilling to commit himself on some of the topics.
I don't know if it's because of Go ahead.
And I mean, when he comes back, I am going to apologise to him because I was, I might get a bit cranky, but yeah, I was really ill that day and had been for a while. So yeah, I was very short. So I will apologise to him, but for fuck's sake, man, grow a spine. Anyway, that was me. And
one interesting thing is in his profile, he puts his location as England. I'm not sure if that is for real or not, but
England.
Let me just show it here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Neil, but I
United Kingdom.
Don't think. Oh, UK, yeah. I don't think people put.
Didn't sound like.
Could he be a weave?
Yeah, I mean, like his accent.
He sounded like he was from the Midwest.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't quite believe.
I mean, if he's living here, he's pretty lonely.
Oh, don't Mormons, Jehovah's, isn't the UK one of the places they can do their bloody missionary work?
Oh yeah, the door shopping is allowed over here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Australia is one of the places they can do there. Is a heathen nation, so that they can, and New Zealand, yes, yeah. And anyway,
I try and invite them in.
That was, yeah, that was just my little thing of why I was like I was last week. So I'll be quiet. And has Hairy Legs Camp Cuddly Blog said why his legs look that way? Because if he has, I'll just go back and watch it later.
Not yet. He hasn't said it yet.
Hasn't
Get to it.
Yet. Right. Oh, the Jimmy Kimmel thing, I got fuck all to say about that because I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I've heard of him. I may have seen a clip from him, but yeah, I just know he's one of those.
I mean,
late
I do like his monologues. I
Sunny
think is
comedian.
pretty good.
I've seen him more on who's the Pom who has the late
John
night
Oliver.
Yeah, I've seen him on that. John Oliver. I've seen him on things of that. That's about all I know. But,
Yeah.
John Oliver's a very excitable man.
He is. He'd be great to have a beer with, I reckon.
Well, he's English, so that does help.
Yeah.
So we tend to like the Poms down here. We get on with them reasonably well. As a general rule, British humour is more to the Australian taste than American humour. So we're not big fans of people saying, bagging on their wife as a standard comedy sort of routine about how bad other people are. British humour tends to be, and Australian humour tends to be more self-deprecating.
Yeah. We can take a joke.
Yeah. That's where I think the best fun is being able to look at yourself and appreciate, oh yeah, I'm a little bit like that too. It makes the joke sort of hit home, whereas just punching down on other people, you can say whatever you want if you're saying it about yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I used to love Billy Connolly's comedy, because he did a lot of that. He just it was entirely punching down on himself.
I had dinner with Billy.
I do love the big yin.
He
did? Wow.
was coming to he was playing a gig in Townsville, and I said, right. My partner at the time got me tickets, so I said, right, if I'm going to watch Billy, I've got to go have a curry because he likes curry, and went to my favourite.
Who doesn't like
restaurant.
curry?
And Billy's sitting there with his daughter, and I went, fuck, I got to do it.
You'll seem
Can
like
I
a
have an
stalker.
autograph? Yeah, can I have an autograph? And he said, yeah, come and, because it's only a little restaurant. And he said, come and sit down. So I had dinner with him. Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Wow. You just know everybody.
Did anyone apart from Neil, I think you saw the little link I put in there to the Holy Bible #2.
Yeah.
Last week. That comes from an old Australian YouTube channel.
That was good. That was.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't had a look at it, go and have a look.
I haven't checked the comments, so I got to look at that.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It's
seriously, the Bible Mark II is just.
Yeah, and if you don't have room on your bookshelf, the Bible Mark II with misogyny and homosexual and homophobia removed, and you've got to look careful that it's sitting on a fingertip. it's that's a good one. I'll shut up now. Right.
Wait, Luke, is that you with all that background mic noise?
Yeah, it probably is. So I'll try and keep my mic muted as much.
Yeah.
Broadcasting
What is
on
all
the
that
phone.
static?
It's probably the headphones that I'm using because the cat has been chewing on them.
Ah,
Oh,
So
I lost
yeah,
a couple of headphones because of that.
yeah, it's one of those things. So I'll try and stay muted as much as possible. Returning you to your normally scheduled program.
Okay.
okay. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
So I really didn't have too much more to on the docket. I've been kind of busy at work this week, so I haven't even been on Twitter for too much for a few days. So I barely posted anything there either. So, anything interesting going on with you guys?
Wish I could say that, but no.
I was talking with Neil earlier. We'd been talking to a fellow in the comments who made a claim about everything being projection. All thoughts are projection.
Oh yeah, that Bobby Brisson guy or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the prophet of the god of the gaps, as I call him.
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm like, oh, this should be fun. So I gave an example of a thought that, and just go, please explain how that's a projection. So my thought was that I've got an itchy spot. So I scratched it, and he goes, that's not a thought. You just scratch it. So he was mistaking the concept of a thought as requiring an inner monologue. So he gave an example of, you've got a broken arm and you go, oh, I've got an itchy spot in there. I think I'll go, and you say to yourself in your head, I'll go look for a knitting needle so I can give that a scratch. And but then he didn't go on to explain how that was projection either. He just said something stupid that was unrelated. So he didn't get there. But Neil, you were saying that you really don't have an inner monologue, or not much of one.
Not much of one, no. I always found it
I knew
slightly
some
odd.
people existed, but
yeah.
But
it
it
just
seems
sounded
weird.
odd whenever people mentioned it, and it's just like, so I didn't find out that it was a thing until I was at university, and people were, talk about, oh yeah, no, how you speak to yourself in your head. It's like going, I only do that if I'm thinking about words that I'm thinking of saying or write. Everything else is usually, pictures and emotions and abstract. There's no monologue going on in there.
Well, I mean, are there people where everything is just constant monologue?
Well, I do a lot of thinking to myself, and
Right.
you talk back and forth about
But
things.
it's not like it's constant, right? It's not like it's just
No,
there's
no.
some voice in your head, right?
No, like if you're watching TV, your inner monologue is silent. But if you're chewing over some interaction you had with a person that didn't go as well as you'd hoped, that might go on for a while. So
yeah. So, but apparently there are people who don't have any inner monologue at all, right?
Yeah, they never. That was what I was sort of talking about. They under no circumstance.
Yeah, that's very common.
They don't even do the thing that Neil was just talking about, where they say words in their head when they're thinking of a word to write. That doesn't even happen. The words just come out on the paper.
I think like when you are, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a friend of mine who ended up doing going to the UK and doing forensic psychology. There's a horrible occupation. But she did a study that maybe 30% of people don't speak to themselves as we would call, have a conversation with yourself. With the words on a page thing, they actually, the word, a picture of the word appears. They don't actually think, dog. It's right, bang. They see a dog or they see DOG, and that's how they write. It's just the way some people are wired. Some people can only work in pictures. Engineers, in particular, seem to have that trait. The brain's a wonderful thing, and it doesn't take much to fuck it up.
When I was doing chemistry, it was all, 3D models in my head. That's how I got so good at it.
Yeah, no wonder I struggled with cricket chemistry.
But you know how things react together. You bump them in your head together, and it's done. It's not letters on a page in your head. It's the idea of the object.
Are you good at
feelings.
rotating 3D sort of images in your head, sort of 3D models, and moving pieces around in your head? Is that something that is easy for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder now. Now I'm older, but when I was younger, I used to do it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I just wonder if, like, for some
people,
the experience is different. So, or their conception about the experience is different. So it may be like there might be people who think that you have to have like a actual, real dialogue, of like almost like another personality talking and then you responding. But I don't think that's the case with everyone when they talk about their inner voice. You know what I mean?
And
no.
Strangely enough, the last who ended up the forensic psychologist, the people who have the best, or the people who were like Neil and Steve, they see, like 3D pictures sort of in their mind. Removalists, furniture removalists, professional furniture removalists do that all the time. They can actually look at a house, the inside of a house, and exactly get a picture. It's like Tetris in their mind of how it has to fit into the truck. That's why you'll normally find, one guy in the truck and one or two people loading it. And it's because they have the spatial awareness, if you will, to be able to picture what has to go here, what goes. And that was a shock to her because, wow, normally people who move furniture for a living and do that sort of stuff, you generally don't think they have, they're looked down upon society as not, having a lot of skill, but that takes some really heavy brain power to, pack a truck properly. But yeah.
Well, in my case, like I said, I work at a retail, so I have to do a lot of freight. When I have to stack freight onto a pallet, I'm usually the one that does it because I'm usually the one that gets it just right, like square it off with the pallet and build it up where it's solid, where it won't shift. That takes a lot of forethought because you got to be able to see what boxes are coming and hurry up and be able to, in your mind, be able to build it so that way when you start stacking, it comes out right. So when it moves, it doesn't fall over, it doesn't shift, or anything like that.
And you know, people like yourself, I take my hat off, because that is a really that's a skill, and you deserve more money if you're able to do that sort of stuff. It's really quite amazing to watch someone who's, you know, a craftsman, if you will, do that. And it's sort of, you can't fit that in there. Holy bloody hell,
watch me.
Not only can you fit it in there, but you only need a couple of bits of strapping and it's secure. So, it's one of those, the way people's minds view the world, they're different categories, and for the life of me, I can't remember what.
You've actually reminded me of something that was quite funny incident when I was a student. I spent a term in Canada, in Vancouver, and we got drunk one night and stole a stop sign. One of those 8-foot long stop sign things. And we got it up 3 flights of stairs while pissed without waking anyone up. And then the next day, the resident comes up and goes, guys, you were caught on camera with all this. You need to take it downstairs. And it's like, okay. And could we get it down the stairs? Nope. I looked at it and I was like going, right, I know the length. I can look at this hall. I can see where it should be going. And there's no room. What the fuck?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Like, when you're not really thinking that hard, it seems so much easier. But when you really have to think,
when I'm drunk, my skill set sometimes just goes like beyond.
I've done that too.
When I'm sober, I have no idea how to undo any of that.
Oh yeah.
As an aside, what I said to Neil is there's a slight connection between this sort of topic about people not having an inner monologue and the concept of deaf and dumb. Is everyone sort of familiar with that sort of combo of terms? And does anyone know what its origin is?
I'm familiar with the concept, but I don't know the origin.
Are you talking about the deaf, dumb, and blind boy?
No, just deaf and dumb. He may well have been deaf, dumb, and blind, but deaf and dumb is a category in and to itself. The situation is that deaf and dumb used to be pretty well synonymous. If you were deaf, you were also dumb, but now the term dumb also means stupid, but it didn't really mean that at the time. Dumb meant, there's a thing called dumb cane. If you eat it, it kind of makes your mouth all numb and you can't talk. So dumb meant unable to talk. But it also means stupid these days. But what used to happen was a person was born deaf and they never heard anything, and all of those people, almost without fail, would grow up to be profoundly intellectually handicapped. It was pretty well just the case with all of them. All deaf people, all people deaf from birth, grew up to be, very badly intellectually handicapped, until someone first taught a person how to, essentially invented sign language and gave a person a language. And from then on, there's been a disconnect between deaf and dumb, because a person who's taught sign language young is also then able to think in sign language, and their brain is able to develop properly. So apparently you need some sort of inner monologue, some sort of ability to express your thoughts in order to train your mind to think. And without that, you never develop properly. But since then, people who are born deaf, intellectually they score exactly the same as the rest of the population on their scorecards identical. But in the past, there was no smart deaf people. It's a curious.
Wait, so wasn't there any other way of communication besides, I mean, prior to sign language?
Well, they did and click, but the problem was that they never had words of some sort to run around inside their head to allow the brain to develop properly.
Like a standard.
So it seems that our ability to talk back to ourselves is part of the way in which our brain trains itself moving forward. It's part of the feedback mechanism necessary to prune the neurons that aren't necessary and to get a working intellect. Without it, it doesn't work very well. So yeah, we're not quite sure when that particular thing happened, but in evolutionary past. But yes, it was just always the case. If you didn't have an internal language, you didn't have an intellect. So yeah, it's just a thing that I thought was absolutely amazing, because I always heard that term, deaf and dumb, but and yeah, it seemed weird, but it was true. People who were deaf were dumb as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you think that's where it came from, as opposed to, because dumb, like you said, generally meant like you can't talk.
Yeah, but it
It's
also
a
came
synonym
to
for
mean
mute.
stupid,
Right.
as well. Yeah, but it came to mean stupid as well. So when you call someone dumb now, you aren't saying that they can't talk. You're saying that they're a moron.
It used to be deaf mute.
Yeah.
And then it got changed to dumb. And I think the paper you read there, Blarg, that's quite an old one, but it's still valid. It's I think I remember reading something maybe 30 years ago that said the same thing, and that's why they were, modern sign language, whether it's American or the rest of the world's version, or even tribal sign language, because quite a few tribal societies have a version of sign language. Yeah, definitely, it's correct as far as we know. But yeah, unless you can, they just lack the ability to reason things out, because they can't really picture it in their mind, or very few of them can.
Yeah, it's just a curiosity, and I had been wondering a little bit about the connection between, how does a person who doesn't have an inner monologue, get past this issue with this sort of inner feedback loop that is enabled by this, but just the way in which the person who was completely absent an internal monologue was saying, the stuff is there, they just don't hear it. It's basically occurring in their subconscious. So I'm guessing that feedback loop is still occurring even if they're not conscious of it.
Yeah, and that was the point I was trying to get at, that for some people that experience might be different, even though they do have an inner monologue, they just may not be aware of it.
Yeah, well, it exists back in the back, because when you're planning out what words to write on a page, as Neil was saying, that's a thing that an inner monologue gets used quite heavily for those people who have it. But for some people, they don't. There's nothing there. It's complete silence in their head. but they still are perfectly capable of writing those words exactly as if they had that monologue. So it must be occurring there somewhere.
They think that it's completely silent. So when I'm
They just can't
kind
hear
of
it.
in the middle, right? When I'm in the middle of a conversation, middle of talking, there isn't like an inner monologue that's telling me what the next word is. But however, when I'm listening to someone, there, at least in my head, there is kind of a construction that goes on of the response of the words, and that is almost like, I mean, it's like I'm hearing, not hearing, but the words are getting constructed as if someone was kind of talking, not talking, but just mentally, that language construction is going on. But for
Yeah,
some people, maybe that's happening and they're just not aware of it.
yeah. And so for me, while you were saying that, I was basically constructing this conversation this reply
Yeah.
to you in my head, which does make me a terrible listener because I'm listening to myself and to you at the same time. So, and I'm not very good at that. So,
Well, I think
it is
part
what
of
it
it
is.
is, you're processing, right? And as you're processing what you're hearing, you kind of construct some of the responses,
Mm,
or at least
yeah,
the
and
ideas.
yeah, well, that's it. And I've got this conversation going on in my head where I'm constructing. Oh, I'm not talking with myself. I'm just constructing the stuff like a narrator inside my head, talking about what it is I'm going to say. And
Right.
yeah, but I don't have to do that. Like if I was better at listening, I could avoid that and then just begin speaking. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to happen because quite often I don't say what I was thinking about saying anyway.
Yeah. By the way, Ook, it's also your external monologue is calling yourself a bloody wanker as well, not just your inner one.
Well, yeah.
By the way, what's the deal with Destruct RPG? I'm not sure what the point is getting at, right? I mean, like, no, at least no a normal person or anyone, any decent person, are, not going to feel sympathy because he left a couple kids behind. In fact, I think Charlie Kirk explicitly railed against people having empathy, to others and who might be suffering. So Charlie Kirk himself might be someone who would not have empathy for people in that situation, but I
No, he
think
said
most other
sympathy.
normal
Should have
people would.
sympathy, not empathy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
empathy is bad.
and it's kind of
Sympathy
a
is okay.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
a
is weird.
weird distinction to make. In order for you
Yeah.
to have sympathy, you have to have an empathy, and at least from my opinion, empathy comes from evolution. I mean, it's not. Almost everyone has it, except if you're some psychopath, and almost everyone has it. But to say that you can have sympathy without having empathy, I think that's ridiculous.
Well, you can feign sympathy, I guess, but you
Yeah.
can, you can definitely feign sympathy, but to feel empathy, many years ago, my brother and stepbrother got into a fight at school, and I hadn't seen the results of that till I got home and saw the shiner that my little brother had, and wow, the visceral pain that I felt looking at that eyeball. Yeah, that's empathy, not
Yeah, and
sympathy.
that leads to having sympathy because you understand the pain that the other person must have gone through. And by the way, Destruct RPG, his point is that he's alt right, and that's basically what the shooter was. The shooter was alt right who disagreed with Charlie on a lot of things, and it led him to taking that action because within the extreme right, they think that it's okay to shoot someone because they disagree with someone a lot.
Or at least he
I'm
was
not saying
raised
that's what
in that
Destruct
mindset.
RPG is.
Yeah, at least he was raised
Yeah,
in that mindset of guns are the way you solve a problem. And here, kid,
right.
hang on to a gun. That's what makes you powerful.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. So
yeah. So yeah, definitely. I mean, it's but it's like interesting how they get disowned, right? As soon as it is inconvenient for them,
Oh
people
yeah.
on that side. Because if that guy didn't take that violent action and took some other action against Charlie Kirk, he would have been praised by a lot of the people on that side. Like, look at Laura Loomer. She was lambasting Charlie Kirk for not being pro-Trump enough because Charlie Kirk wanted the Epstein files released, and that resulted possibly right in causing enough hate against Charlie Kirk by the people on the right.
I've mentioned in
So
the comments.
Craig Kelly's inner voice. I think most of it is just a yippee ki line from Die Hard.
Well, if I have to say one line from that, what was that? Have you ever heard? Never mind. Give me a moment. Go ahead. I'll think about it in a moment.
And this
I
is
thought
the other
Craig's
thing
would
that
have
on
been.
the right, that come up, this anti-Israel, anti-Semitism. And I mean, I agree that we should not be sending all this like money to Israel for them to, commit genocide against a whole group of people. And Israel especially should be, sensitive to that type of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely against how U.S. kowtows to everything Israel does and allowing them to do that. But that is Trump. If you support Trump, you're supporting that, and
yeah,
that's a
unfortunately,
big thing. Yeah.
I don't know how much better it would have been with Biden either. Both sides are pretty well, whatever Israel wants, we'll allow. But certainly, Trump is.
I don't think it'll be to
They
the same
see it as
degree.
their pillar in the Middle East, don't they? It's their in to the Middle East. They're secure in, and they don't realize it's actually insecure.
Wait, what is the G word that?
I'm gonna guess it's the thing that you point at.
What?
Oh, genocide. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Which is weird because it should be more than happy for us to post that. That's a thing to talk about. You're not recommending it. We should talk about it much more often.
Yeah.
So in news, the UK is going to recognise Palestine this weekend.
Mm.
Oh wow!
Along with France, Belgium, and a few other European countries.
Yeah, I think we did the other couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we're all getting forced into it. Australia would never have gone down that path, and neither would the UK have gone down the path of recognising Palestine without, the UN. If it wasn't for the situation with the genocide.
No.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
It's about time.
Yes, it is a left live stream.
Wait, is this a left live? Oh my God! I'm gonna leave right now. I didn't know you guys are a bunch of lefties.
Oh, Jesus!
I'm not a leftist.
No, I don't
even
like
worse. I'm a liberal.
Also, you're a bunch of atheists too. Godless.
Yes, yes, I agree to that.
No, we're not. We're a bunch of Q-tips.
Yes.
Q-tips.
You cult members, you.
Cult with a Q.
Hey, Destruct RPG, you really should get a bit of conversation on the other side of the spectrum, so you don't just live in an echo chamber. You might learn something and realize that both that it's not good to live in one side alone.
Neil.
That's pretty good.
Should we rename this show?
Sorry, there's no John here. I'm forced to compensate.
I don't think it's a left live stream. I think it's a humanist live stream.
Yes.
Or common sense, really.
Okay. Oh, hang on. And for Destruct, just curiosity, what country do you live in? Because you do know that
I can guess.
you know, America is not the center of the world. You'll find what, one, two, three people who are on screen don't live in the US. And by US standards, political standards, I think you'd call us, we're so far, we don't even register on the American left side of things. We're way past that. Yeah, we're not considered leftists, you know, by our own country's standard. So you might want to broaden your horizons there a bit, mate. Or not.
Look, I'd also like to say to Destruct that we have had, we welcome people from basically any part of the political spectrum. We've had some very right-wing people on the show and had terrifically good conversations with them. Where, yeah, like the guy who was talking about capital punishment, it took 3 hours to get through that conversation, broken into 2 weeks, because it was a good conversation, and we should have more of that dialogue left and right.
Yeah, and like I said, if this is not a live stream, because I'm not a leftist. I wasn't joking when I said I'm not a leftist. I'm more of a centrist libertarian type, I guess. I don't really define myself that much. Maybe I lean a little bit to the right in terms of economic policy, but I'm definitely not left or right. So I do have views from both sides. So it depends on, who you ask.
It's okay. He's off watching Minecraft. So.
Oh, you're left. Oh, there.
I'm not sure what.
Wait. So. What's going on with your mic there?
You're picking something up now.
Yeah, you're picking up.
It's I'm broadcasting from a phone and typing, using the computer, so it's weird. I'm not sure what Craig would consider himself politically, being a Scot, because their political system is again different to the UK's or England. Sorry to lump you in there with the Poms there, Craig. I mean, I think if Craig was offered a knighthood, I'm assuming Craig would refuse it. I might be wrong there, but yeah.
Oh, Scotland is traditionally slightly more left-wing than England.
But at least, I mean, at least.
Oh, sorry.
Welsh.
Yeah.
I'll go now.
Yeah,
Jesus is not just cool, but he's cold.
He's also left.
In the ground.
He was also a far left woke kind of a guy as well, which is something that people forget. That's according to the story, that's what got him hung. Oh well, nailed up was him going around and telling people that they were doing religion wrong, and that they shouldn't be so mean to people. So,
I mean,
peaceful, says the guy who I didn't come here to bring a peace. I came to bring a sword.
and to
Yeah, not
fulfill
so
the Old
peaceful.
Testament prophecies.
He was an apocalypticist. So he was of the impression that the world was about to end. So
Hence the giving you all the money and all your property. You don't see many Christians doing that these days.
Yeah.
Tommy Robinson, I don't know.
Jesus also was responsible for Grand Theft Donkey, I think. So I'm not sure what it was called back then.
Yeah, it really depends on which Jesus, because oh my gosh, what is going on there?
It's bad.
So if you're talking about the Republican Jesus, it's very different. No loaves and fishes for the poor until they get a job. God created man in his image, but only if he is a heterosexual cis male. I'll give sight to the blind only if they have insurance. Screw the needy. Give the arms to the mega rich. So that is...
Well, hard work there too, but...
yeah. The other thing is, Tuna Man said, J.D. Vance is urging people to turn in their friends or acquaintances to get them fired. And we're talking about this guy here.
So like the Hitler Youth.
So he's J.D. Prance, not J.D. Dance. It's amazing that the right think that JD is somehow going to be the next Trump. I don't think JD has it in him.
The reason why we quite often think that is because it's almost always true that the alt-right, all the people that we deal with who are right, far right or alt-right as you call yourself, they're basically their purpose in any interaction with someone on the left is to provoke the libtard. That's it. That's all we see. It just happens over and over and over. That's why we think it. So, yeah, we don't know who Tommy Robinson is.
I've heard the name, but I can't seem to recall where from.
Yeah, no, sorry, we don't have an opinion on him by the sounds of that.
Yeah, it's when we don't know someone, we don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with JD, for him, he'll do whatever is politically expedient. So,
Tommy Robinson is a Tommy anti-Islamic wanker. Oh, and this will be a shock for Neil, Craig. He's a member of the British National Party. Dun, dun, dun. So probably got a swastika somewhere on his body.
He's a prominent EDL person, which stands for the English Defence League. So you can imagine exactly what that's about.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was EDM.
He would have been the British
electronic
nationalist
dance music. Oh, he is the Lord of the Prance. He is.
Lord of the Prance. Yeah.
End eyeliner.
Yeah,
oh, God.
but
Good God.
I mean, what I was saying was
Scottish? Fuck me. How dare you insult Blarg and I like that?
Can't you tell by us sounding upside down that we're Australians? We grew up with drop bears and night wallabies and giant shrimps. So that's us. We're not the average kind of human. You can see one of my legs there on the screen.
All right, so we still haven't gotten your response for that.
Yes,
So
we
what
need to
is the deal?
know.
It's actually not a very funny story. Just the picture is funny. Some years back, a few years back, a guy I used to work for, who's one of my good friends, rang me up after I'd taken a redundancy to look after my dad for a bit, and he said, "Hey, you doing anything much?" And I went, "No." He said, "You want to come dig a hole?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." So for the next 9 months, I helped him build his house. So and got paid for it. But in the early days, it was the middle of summer and stinking hot, and out in the sun, basically digging foundations or touching up foundations. Some of them have been dug by an excavator and the likes, but it needed to be tidied up to get them to how they should be. So yeah, get out in these sun. I'm also partially allergic to sunlight, so sunlight gives me eczema. So if I get any sunburn, I get itchy. So I made sure I was covered up with a good amount of sunscreen, and then dug dirt and got covered in dirt. The dirt stuck to the sweat in the sunscreen, and then went in for lunch, come back out, put another layer of sunscreen on, and then went back to sweating in sunscreen. And by the time I got home, that's what the leg had turned into.
Wow.
It was
So that's
something
actually your
spectacular.
leg?
That
I
is
mean,
genuinely my leg, yes.
See,
Wow.
that's why I'm glad I'm an orangutan, because red hair goes blonde in the sun. And it's also part of the reason if I go outside, I wear bib overalls. Rather old-fashioned that way, because you can just wear a pair of jocks underneath the bib overalls or a singlet, and it keeps things what that horrible, disgusting leg of blag is. Most people don't realise how hairy I am until I actually get wet. And,
the thing is, I'm not actually particularly hairy. It's just
but sunscreen and dirt will do that.
Yeah, it looks like you picked up a lot of hair somewhere. Just like, why'd you step into a freaking house of cats?
it's just the hair just got covered, thicker up with dirt and sunscreen, so it makes everything look even hairier. So yeah, it's a good one. I'm probably find the full body photo of myself when I got home from that day. So I'll give you a little hint of that, but it'll take a little bit. So go on with it.
That would be, I would say it. Okay.
Neil's comment about the being deported. I think crystals. A lot of crystals relations were, in fact, deported for political reasons. Mine. Half of mine came over normally, and there is historical documentation that shows part of my lineage actually were involved with with Ned Kelly and his mob, and I'm sure even Americans have heard of Ned Kelly.
I have, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. What the English at the time? Sorry, that's the fluffy coffee being made. Yeah. So yeah, what the English would call undesirables or criminals. Most of us have gotten out of that stage now, sort of. Oh, I've got to shut the thing off because she's making a lot of noise.
Well, you know, my nan's family, you know, we were quite lucky. We could have got out there as well. So it's you know, it's as it was. It was always one rule for the rich and another for everyone else.
So for the comments, the YouTube comments, so who is this guy, the Albania Henry Franklin?
Oh, that's he's the
I've
guy
seen
who
him
really irritated the Christ Lucifer bloke to the
Did
point that he
what?
was impersonated.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So he was impersonated. And is this our Damajon, or is that an impersonated Damajon?
That's the imposter.
Imposter?
That's the imposter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So he's
You can
been
tell by the
busy.
extra
I
long
mean,
eye.
I don't think it's Monkey Boy though. I think it's the POS APOT.
Well, I mean,
It could be, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay, so this is I mean, this is the real guy, right? Not the impersonated guy.
Yeah.
But it seems like in some of your responses, I would just kind of.
I'll have to take your word for it. I've got green screen again.
Okay.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh no.
I'm sure it's our censorship laws. I'm sure they've blocked the screen again.
Oh.
Oh, you think so?
Well, it used to be fine until it came in, until the OSA came in.
It may be more of the screen sharing. Maybe your app is, or your
Oh,
browser's
it
having an
could be.
issue
I am
with
using
the screen sharing.
I'm using my what am I using? I use my Fire, my Kindle Fire to do this.
Oh, is that
So
what
I've
you're
no
doing? Oh my
problems hearing
gosh.
it. I've no problems hearing the videos. It's just every so often the screen goes green.
But
when you're
Blurg,
sharing.
this is you, right? This isn't.
No, that's the
impersonator.
imposter.
Oh, that's also so. How?
Yeah, look.
What is?
Read his name. Read his name.
Yes. Yeah, that one is definitely the imposter.
Wait, what is your regular handle?
That is it.
Oh,
It's
it says
exactly the
Blargo
same.
Men.
Yeah, Blargo
Well,
Men.
he uses a men instead of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
Blargo
difference.
Men. Okay. Oh, I see. So like, there's like he's just impersonating just a whole bunch of accounts.
Yeah.
Or whoever it is. Like I said,
Right now we know 4 of them right now.
Okay.
Well, you know, APOS was always closely associated with Damon, so also with the dance monkey, I should say. So
yeah, it seems like
so
they went.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me.
Interesting. Okay, so this is just the fake one that's constantly like pretending to be. Yeah, because I was like surprised because John had told me that he wasn't going to be on here, but you know he it was like saying things about debating people tonight. Okay, interesting.
It's a shame Carsten didn't join us this evening because he'd been doing a bit more in-depth checking of what counts. Because a lot of them were counts that have been revamped. So all the Bible spammers, pretty much all those accounts have been turned into impersonations of us.
You know, it's just like, what is the point?
I'd just like to point out now that Blarg now has a higher impersonation score than I do.
Yeah, screw you, hippie. It finally happened.
I haven't still been. Nobody's impersonated me yet, so I'm still good. But
No, you got to
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
because
so
put them up to 6 now.
by the way, this is actually a good question. If I'm redefining
Yes.
apologetics, is it wrong to cancel people? It depends on what they're being quote unquote canceled for. I mean, I think there is. So if for example, with what Jimmy Kimmel said, and let's say there's like a whole huge uproar on the right, and then they started canceling their accounts, and Disney said, oh, there's too many of the MAGA people we've lost, so we're going to placate them. That's fine, right? That's just them making a business decision based on the market. However, if the government steps in and uses the power of the FCC or anything else to threaten these companies that they're going to essentially lose potentially billions of dollars by not getting their license renewed for no other reason than because Trump is all pissed off, yes, that is wrong. That is what the First Amendment protects people and companies, since now companies are people too, corporations. So that's wrong. But canceling because of people, companies responding to market, I don't think that's wrong. With that whole beer thing with
It's a boycott.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a boycott, right?
Yeah.
And it's up to the company how they want to respond. I think either Ben or Jerry, one of the two, decided to kind of leave the company because
Yeah, it
he
was
didn't
Jerry
think
that
that
did.
his okay, Jerry, yeah, because he didn't feel that the company was able to do enough or is doing enough on the social issues. That's fine. I mean, those are just what's people's personal decisions, and owners of the company can do all that as long as it's not the government stepping in. All the other things, we may disagree with certain companies and people getting canceled, or we may want people quote unquote canceled, but that's part of the market. It's just that the government shouldn't step in.
Yeah, a customer boycott is completely different to government censorship.
Yeah, even if we disagree with it, right? With that whole
Yeah.
with the Bud Light thing because of
Yeah, I was about to
one
say the
of
Bud Light,
prominent trans person.
issue.
Yeah,
I completely disagreed with that, but it was a viable method
yeah,
by customers to change a company's policy, and it
yeah.
worked, sort of.
Yeah, it's a free market.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
the old saying, vote with your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's going to be some companies who are going to be, would not bow to those kind of pressures, and that's great if that is the case. But for the most part, corporations, they're just trying to make money. So, if there's a whole bunch of MAGA people who are willing to just, cancel all of Disney, that's fine, as long as it's not because Trump is some snowflake.
Brace yourself, people.
Apparently, Ook doesn't like Bud Light. Why am I not surprised?
I used to, but not
I
anymore.
mean, it is terrible. It's not beer.
Yeah, it's just flavored water. It's water. Oh,
There we go.
The Bruces at the philosophy department got it right. American beer is like making love in the canoe, too fucking close to water.
Yeah.
We can barely hear you.
I love that joke.
Yeah, it's the joke was American beer is like fucking in a canoe. It's like having sex in a canoe, fucking close to water.
that's about right.
Can you hear me now? Sort of.
A little
but
bit.
you're
Yeah.
low.
Yeah. One troubling trend I've noticed in the last fortnight here in Australia is the number of flags that have been flying in Australian homes. And that's something you rarely saw here. And while it's not illegal to fly an Australian flag at a residence, There are legislation in place as to how it's to be flown. One, if it flies at night, it must be illuminated, and otherwise it must be removed, taken down at night. So, yeah, I'm planning to do a bit of a letterbox drop, and give people the legislation read flags, because the only people flying Australian flags in this particular political climate are hookers, which is an Australian term for ultra right wing conspiracy toss wank stains. But yeah, I don't know whether you've noticed it up where you are, Vlad, but yeah, in the last fortnight, it's really noticeable. Yeah, if you want to piss Dana Kenny off, just call him a cooker.
Okay. There we go. I got ammo now.
Just Google it, you'll find out exactly what it is. Yeah. Might get off now because this phone is shite.
Okay, I hope you get your mic issue resolved next week, because that was kind of painful.
Well,
But by the way, so the other thing, I guess, because Redefine Apologetics was talking about the title, cancel anyone who says anything negative about Charlie Kirk. So the other thing about the canceling is, they're trying to get people fired because they express something negative about Charlie Kirk. So, I think if someone does something that's just, socially inappropriate, let's say someone harasses women publicly or whatever, or, are racist or, in public, and the police may not really, they may not have done something technically legal, and they get called out. I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is, people having a negative view about Charlie Kirk and the kind of things that he said, or anyone, right? Just having a different view of someone, or not liking someone, and then expressing that, and then somehow, getting that turned into, oh, this person is a horrible person, and they are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and shooting, and so completely lying about the issue and using that to get people fired or otherwise ostracized. That's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see anyone in Democrats leaning on the FCC to cancel any of the people who were having a giggle over Paul Pelosi's attack, and they were genuinely laughing at the harm inflicted upon an old man, and nobody got cancelled because of that. But along comes a rebuke of Trump for his lack of empathy, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Kimmel's cancelled for that, and they claim it had something to do with Kirk, and you just go, well, even if it did, even if Jimmy Kimmel laughed at what happened to Charlie Kirk, it shouldn't be up to the FCC to have an opinion on that. But the company may have their own opinion and inflict consequences. But yes, the government having an opinion about it, not appropriate.
Yeah, and for example, let's say that some politician, after some state representative gets shot and killed, let's say that he makes some comments, things like, this is what happens when Marxists don't get their way, or Nightmare on Wall Street. If he does something like that, should he be canceled, right? That guy was definitely, that wasn't even just like, having a negative opinion of the person that got killed. It was about the killing itself. Something like that, I think, is closer to meriting, quote unquote, being canceled.
So
But
sort
no,
of what Charlie Kirk said about George Floyd.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but again, he didn't get cancelled for that.
yeah,
Nope.
right. I mean, he
So,
did get like responses, right? And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine, right? People responding, against him, but it's not like he got canceled or otherwise. Actually, yeah, I think on his side, on the MAGA side, they were very happy with what he said, and he probably on that side, he probably his ratings increased, but somehow when people express something negative about what Charlie Kirk did and said in life, somehow that merits people getting canceled. No, that's wrong.
I mean, yeah, it is wrong. You can disagree with the man and what he stood for, but you know, it's a fine line between criticism and what people assume is criticism and outright mockery, or however you want to look at it. So it's hard to say. Oh, shit, I lost train of thought. Sorry. You just gotta be careful how you say, I guess, because you can have a disagreement, but you could probably take it too far. Just gotta be careful what you do.
I do think that if someone said quote unquote celebrated or danced on Charlie Kirk's grave and all that, and someone said how that was like the right thing to happen, I think that crosses into an area where maybe that person should have suffer some social consequences.
Yeah,
for
I agree. I
being
agree.
like that.
Yeah, but just expressing a negative or a poor disagreement doesn't go that far.
Of something that Charlie Kirk actually said and did. I mean, there's people getting attempts to quote unquote cancel people just for repeating what Charlie Kirk said.
Yeah, that's not right. You know, and it's just wrong for him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, what they're essentially reproducing or re-saying all the racist stuff that he said, but it's stuff that Charlie Kirk said. If that's wrong, then it's because Charlie Kirk is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilting and Tuna, what followed from the newsman Kilmeade was like a couple of days later, someone took a weapon to a homeless camp and shot a whole heap of them.
Oh wow! I didn't hear about
that. Hey, you didn't?
No, I don't keep up with news all the time.
Yeah, well, yes, apparently. I was trying to put that up as a comment. I could post it over in the live chat, but it wouldn't then pop through to StreamYard, so I couldn't put it up on the on the screen here. But yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, did he get any grief out of the fact that no? If anyone complained about it, what you get is this comment saying that you can't say that he called for people to do that. Just because some crazy person went and did it, you can't blame him. But yes, as soon as somebody says something who's left and a crazy person goes and does something, then you definitely can blame them, apparently.
Yeah, the right-wing double standards.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
In other words, in a completely different thing, I just because we're past time, I thought I'd just show everybody what I've got coming up this week that I'm pretty looking forward to. I'm getting a delivery of these guys.
That's some type of
Are they actually that color?
They are that color.
Dang it, I can't see.
It means you know what you should do is try clicking on the screen, because that sometimes works for me.
Yeah, so that's a green diamond
No.
Well, what?
cherry shrimp.
No, it's the wrong color because it should be red once you cook it.
Ah, no,
I know, I'm
well,
from Louisiana. That's how it should be.
she's green.
That's right, Louisiana.
That's a pastime around here.
So, what is the species, or what is there anything
They're
unique about
Nea
them?
caridina. So the species is Nea caridina elegans, I think. They're cherry shrimp. So
Cherry
Cherry
shrimp.
shrimp.
yeah, is what they're commonly called, because essentially the very first ones that were bred with color are red. So,
Right.
but
Huh.
I'm also getting some of. Wait, where to get off to? Back over here. Sorry. At the stage, and I'm getting some of these guys as well.
Oh, is that the
Wow.
John Caradina? Sorry.
So these are exactly the same species as the green ones. They've just been bred to be orange.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. And I already have, for those interested, oh, not that one, share screen. Already have, where are the blues? Got off to Blue Dream, share. So I already have these.
Are you gonna mix them up?
Oh, hang on. Oh, no, you don't put them together because they crossbreed, and
You
you
know, brown
lose
ones
the
again.
color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the blue.
I saw a
So,
video about a guy who had all the different colors, and he was put 2 of each in each tank, and was watching them, and then basically half of them just went brown.
Yeah, that's it. They go brown and kind of clear. They lose their genetics. So recently, a guy developed a line of these that has orange eyes as well, and they were selling for like $150 each
Wow.
for a
Wow.
1-inch shrimp. You go, dear God.
Wow.
But no, they're not Aussies.
Oh, by the way,
They're-
sorry,
they're
it
from-
wasn't John Carradine. It's David Carradine. Sorry.
yeah, the Kung Fu.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
I
have to
always
put
get
up
mixed up
the.
with David Cassidy.
Yeah, we'll have to put up
So
the.
it's like it's very translucent, right? It's almost like completely
Yeah.
Yeah, so those ones are translucent. So that's Blue Dream. I also have ones that are darker that aren't translucent, and I have black ones as well. So you can get them in
Wow.
black, red, yellow, green, blue. It's just absolutely amazing. The only ones you can't really get are purple in that category. But the one I'd really like to get.
Wait, so are they pretty much shrimps? Like shrimps that you
They are.
eat?
Well, you'd need about 1 billion of them because they're only, you'd have to have about 50 of them to get 1 gram of them. They're
so
tiny. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely tiny. But the one
So it's more like krill, or maybe they'd be different
very
from krill.
tiny.
But, yeah.
But there's shrimp of all different sizes. So these
Oh
are
wait,
the
wait.
tiny
Do they
little
glow?
ones.
Do they glow under UV? Ook is asking.
I've never looked actually. I don't have a UV light, but it's quite possible because a lot of the a lot of the chitin shells glow. Because I know in America, if you want to find some of those little horrendously poisonous or horrendously venomous scorpions, you just have a UV light and wander around in the desert.
Yeah.
And they stick out.
On shrimps sensitive to UV light anyway.
I don't know.
As a communication method.
These are the ones I really like to get.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Well, that's an odd one.
Yeah, those are from Sulawesi. That's one of the types of shrimp, but they are here in Australia. These are probably close to $100 each.
Whoa!
Oh,
$100.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And where's the other one? the more
Wait,
common one.
is it hard to breed them? Is that why they're so expensive?
No, they're new. I think those ones.
Oh, okay.
Some are. So the ones that I've got, they're super easy to breed, but they're relatively difficult to breed true color. So you've got to have good genetic lines in order to breed good color, and you've got to keep culling out, pulling out the bad color ones out of your breeding. But yeah, the Siloases are a little bit more difficult because they like hotter temperatures and alkaline water, which is unlike others. There's also a group of shrimps called Carabina, which include Taiwan bee shrimps and the likes, and I can't really have them where I am because it's just too hot. They like their temperature closer to sort of 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, which is, yeah, that's kind of winter temperatures here, but I can't keep it that cool in summer. So, and then share screen, the last one, share that one. And this is the one that's more easily obtained in Australia, but more easily still means extremely difficult to get a hold of. So they are amazing.
See, that looks like it would glow in under UV.
It's, yeah. And these are how they are naturally in the wild. These ones haven't been bred for color. This is actually how they exist in the wild. Yeah. Whereas the other ones, they're kind of clear with a little bit of stripe on them, and that's it, some patterning. But they're mostly just clear in the wild. And then, yeah, there's these guys that just look like that. So, and they're also endangered in the wild as well because they all live in just one lake.
Oh, wow.
So, so as a result, yeah, there's the issue about supply quantity. You know, you got to wait until they breed up enough of them to have them available sort of widely. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my greens and oranges. The green ones that I've got, they retail for about $25 each, and I got them for 10. So from a wholesaler.
That's still a little bit high, but not too bad compared to the others.
Yeah, well, these ones here, if you can find them, they're about $80 each.
Ah,
it's a lot of money.
You should start breeding and then sell them.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna do with the other ones.
Nice.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see how they go over the next few months.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love the little dudes. They're just gorgeous. So
yeah, it's I like these better than what Matt Dillahunty is doing with the snakes. He's pretty.
Yeah, with the nope rope.
Sorry.
You haven't heard it called a nope rope? Oh, there's a YouTube thing about nope rope. Oh, there it is. Video. Pop that up. See if I can share this. Just share a little bit of this silliness. Share screen. Nope rope. And stage.
This is a snack. If you're afraid of snacks, then it's a nope rope. Like if you go to the bathroom and you see this, nope rope. And if a nope rope has poisonous venom, then it's a danger noodle, like the shake snake and the cobra. Do not poop, or you will get the hurt. Look at that cute snoot. Deserves a boop. Snacks also have peepers, noodle necks, smelly flickers, and nom-nom seekers. Those are for finding cheese boys.
Cheese boys. That's pretty good.
It fucking cracked me up when I saw that. Snacks, indeed, Kelty. Someone mentions snacks. Cheese boys. Yeah, I won't put up the rest of it. I'll put a link to it in the chat so everyone can go and have a look at it, and then the person who made it can get the view.
All right.
So,
Sounds good. Okay, well, that's a good way to end with the Cheese Boys.
Cheese
So,
boys.
Aye. I'm not gonna get
thanks
that to my head the
everyone
rest of the
for-
night.
The other thing that's great to get in your head is the llama song.
Save that for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Stick
For
with
next
the,
week, I think Ook promises he'll get a working mic going on, so we'll look forward to that. And thanks everyone for coming on, Tilting and Craig. Thank you for staying on. And we'll end it here, and we'll talk to you guys next week. All right.
Not all.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.